unresolved character arcs and relationships, lingering plot holes and unexplained mysteries, a rushed pace in the closing chapters, unsatisfying conclusions for fan-favorite characters. These are the complaints that many say is the reason why the ending of Oshinoko was trash. But what if I told you that this was all planned by the creator of Oshinoko?
What do you mean? What do you mean?
In a recent interview with Da Vinci magazine 2 months prior to the series' conclusion, Akasaka, the creator of the Oshinoko series, and Mengo Yokoyari, the illustrator of the magazine, they talk about their approach to the final arc and how the story will end. And of course, this is what the creator had to say about it. We've titled the final arc of Oshinoko Toward the Stars and Dreams. We're nervous about whether we're capturing the essence of that image in the manga. When I was working on Kaguya-sama, I tended to give each character a proper send-off, but this time I'm not planning to do that. We're putting in the effort to showcase everything we wanted to show and resolve all issues.
Lie again. Lie.
It concludes maybe some parts will be different from what I have told Mengo, the illustrator they are talking about. So you have heard it from the horse's mouth themselves. As was mentioned in the interview, they said they were willing to give the characters in Kaguya-sama Love is War proper send-off, conclusion to certain characters. But with Oshinoko, the intent was not to conclude anything. So I would love to hear the comments, what your thoughts about this is, because I find this very interesting. Many persons say the manga was rushed, the author was bored, but we see that this ending, these concluding chapters, was intentionally planned by the author.
Man, you're just ruining it. Look at my lips, you're ruining it. Ruining.
But persons have found a new reason to hate on Akasaka, and it's pertaining to the final volume of Oshinoko. But before we get into that, if you're enjoying the video, don't forget to hit the subscribe button. If you haven't realized yet, we talk about anime, manga news, and we sprinkle some kicks and giggles in between. So Akasaka dropped a tweet and is translated like this, and it's all about the final volume of Oshinoko. It says, the magazine serialization ends here, but the book will include 18 pages, note that point, of extra material and a novella about Arima and Kurokawa's past and future. If you don't mind sticking with us for a little longer, I'd be happy if you'd follow this as well. First of all, thank you so much for sticking with me this far. So you may be wondering, what's the big deal with this post? Well, the illustrator had something to say about it. So the illustrator corrected Akasaka, basically helping them to appreciate that it's not 18 pages of bonus material, but 24 pages of bonus material. So many persons sadly looked at this situation and pointed it and said, look, this individual does not care about Oshinoko, they don't care about their characters, they just want to get this series done and over with. That little error persons on Twitter pointed to, and as an example of the author does not care about their work. So one person said, of course we censored because this is a family friendly channel, Aka does not even know the correct page count for the volume 16 extra pages in his own manga. So Mengo had to correct him. This guy cannot be serious. Another tweet said Mengo had to correct him. This guy doesn't know the amount of pages in his own manga. He wanted to move on from the series at all costs. And some people will point to a recent announcement that came out, I think a couple of weeks ago, where there is a new series that is in the works that will be coming out in spring of 2025. I have looked on the internet for the name of it. If you know the name of it, you could let me know in the comments. But it has the fantasy romance setting, and this project will be helmed by of course, the creator of Oshinoko, as well as the Record of Ragnarok illustrator, and it will be coming out in weekly Young Jump. So as I always say, the comment section is yours because it's so interesting, because I want to hear your comments on the author's point of view, where they say they were willing to conclude character arcs in Kaguya-sama Love is War, but they weren't willing to do that for Oshinoko. Remember, we mentioned at the beginning some of the reasons why many persons had a problem with the ending about certain character arcs, and it's just so interesting to find out that that is a deliberate and purposeful choice. Also, another question: are you willing to forgive and forget what the author did to Oshinoko, and to be willing to give this new series that they are working on with the Record of Ragnarok illustrator, are you willing to give that series a chance?
Oh hell no!
So if you enjoyed this video that we made about Oshinoko, probably you could check out the video that I did before, where we go into details about the problems many persons have with the ending of that series, and probably we could share your thoughts on that video as well. But don't forget, in order for you to be able to access that video, you have to click on the, you guessed it, the subscribe button. So that's it. Go on.